We are going to see prerequisites of SAP installation. What all things we require to install a SAP system on your system. What all things required for a small setup. Okay. First of all, we need to decide a hardware vendor through which hardware we are going to, for which hardware we are going to do SAP installation. We need to decide database, which database we are going to use. In this session, we are going to install it on Oracle. We are taking a base as Oracle, okay, also database Oracle. Then we need to decide a hardware vendor. Like here, we can install on laptops, no problem. But when you work for a company, work for organization, it would not be allowed because the server on which you installed your system, like SAP system, it has to be continuously on 24/7 for next many years, like minimum 6 years. If you install that thing on a laptop with 12 GB of RAM or 16 GB RAM, it will get distracted in next 10 days only because the CPUs on which you are going to install, the RAM which you are going to install, those are specifically designed. They have more cooling towers. The CPU, the hardware most cooling cover. If you keep those on hardware on for 24/7, that thing will open to this. That hardware is known as it requires Xeon processors. Have you heard about Xeon processors? Xeon, XCON, Xeon processors. It costs you very high, like
Yes,
it
yes.
costs you high amount Xeon processors. But if you install something on Xeon processor, nothing will happen to this. Just you have to take latest Xeon processor and minimum 64 GB of RAM and 1 terabyte of hard drive. Okay, and you have to take latest RAM like DDR3 server RAM. You have to take DDR3, DDR4. There are many types on your laptop RAM, your desktop RAMs, and here we have server RAMs. It's called ECC RAMs. It's called as the RAMs are specially designed, and it costs you very high. But people are taking because those need to be work 24/7, 365 days for many years. If you install same thing on a laptop and try to do the same thing which you are going to server, the laptop will not support that much cooling. It will get exhausted in 1 week itself. If you continuously keep on your laptop for 15 days also, the CPU motherboard will distracted because it has got laptop has no feature like that key. It will keep open for many days. Minimum in 2 days, one time you have to shut down a laptop to get everything adjusted inside properly. Okay. Then you need to decide a hardware. We have many hardware vendors in the market, like IBM is a big vendor, HP is a big vendor, Dell is a big vendor for this SAP hardware. Okay, they need to decide the RAM, CPU, the hard drive. This is possible through sizing. Like the sizing means what? Here what happened? The users are vary company to company. There are no fixed number of users. Somebody having only 200 end users, some may having 500 end users, some may having 2000 end users, and some may having 8000 end users. You can not just tell key take this much RAM only. So it's all depending upon your usage of the hardware. Like if you have 200 users and if you purchase 2 TB of RAM, it's of no use. It's a waste of money. And if you have 2000 users and you purchase only 32 GB of RAM, your system will not get up anytime because when users are logged in, it gets stuck up anytime because there are 2000 users who are going to log into the server every day 9 o'clock in the morning. Because I'm taking an Indian company as a base company where we start work at 9 o'clock in the morning and ends up work at 6 o'clock in the evening. All because when whoever works in SAP, whenever he comes to office, first his duty is to check my SAP is working or not. He may not, he work or he may not work. But first he click on GUI and see I can able to enter. If he's not able to enter, started shouting basis. Hey basis, we are not able to log in. Please see the server. Server is down. You are getting minimum 100 mails in 2 minutes. The server is down. 100 messages in 1 minute only. Because everybody eager to work. Everybody wants to see how SAP is down. They are free. They don't want to work. They push work on you. But as a basis, you need, if it is really down, just start in 2 minutes only. Give it to them, telling ki the server is up and running. Please go start your work. That's it. So here we mainly concentrate on what RAM, CPU, and the hard drive. It's all depending upon your company size, people size who are going to work on that. There are some documents, there are some sizing documents which we need to fill and send it to SAP. In turn, SAP give a fixed value, how much RAM could be useful for you, how much and how much would the how many CPU cores would you need, and what would be the hard drive size for you to work with these many users. Okay, then you have to select the operating system. Operating system is, we have Windows, we have Linux, we have AX, and we have Sun Solaris. These all are the operating systems. These all are the operating systems. You will choose any one of them. Okay. Sun Solaris is widely used by the Reliance company. The day one, when they start this setup in SAP, they work Sun Solaris only, and they have got Asia's largest implementation at their house, Reliance Industries. Okay, and AX is the brand for IBM. Many people go with IBM because it's a branded, but for that purpose, you should know how to work with AX operating system. Okay, otherwise you take hardware of IBM and you can install Windows also. There is no force at all. It's up to you. And Linux. In Linux, you have many flavors. Like we have Red Hat Linux, we have CZ Linux. Okay, and in CZ Linux we have latest 15 version, and we have Red Hat Linux, like 7, 8. We have Red Hat, and in Linux we have more than 30 flavors, like Ubuntu, Fedora, CentOS. All these are Linux OSs, but only few OSs are working with SAP. Like I worked on Red Hat and I worked on SUSE also. These both are working for SAP. And when you decide the operating system, okay, and database, depending upon that, you have to download your softwares. But when you the software which we downloaded is purely for Windows, because we know that we are going to work on Windows and that too Oracle. So here, if you choose AX, you have to download software for AX only. If you download software Windows and try to put on AX, it will not work at all because all binaries are different for all the hardwares. And while downloading, you have to keep in mind which database you are trying to take. Like we have many databases, like we have Oracle, we have DB2, we have MaxDB, we have Sybase, we have SQL Server. Nowadays we have HANA also. So don't take HANA into this scenario. We have 5 database systems. So choose any one database system which company is going to go with, and you have to select those things while downloading. What all things? Operating system also and database also. Then start the downloading and select DB. What all DBs we have? Like these are the DBs we have. Select any one as we discussed, then start downloading. Coordinate with the network team and take IP addresses required by you. And for installation, what you need? You need some IP address. You're not going to install anywhere. You have to install on their IP range only. Which IP range? Client IP range only. They provide you this number 10.0.0.40 to 10.0.0.70. They provide you 30 IP addresses for all SAP installations. You have to use any one IP address and start your installation. Okay, this is a physical IP. If you ping, you should get this number 10.0.0.40. It means it's on the physical IP, and you have to decide a host name. Host name is decided by whom? It's also decided by client. It's all depending upon the client. And coordinate with the firewall team to block unblock some of the IP which you need. There are some IP addresses for installing SAP systems. You need to block and unblock some of the ports through firewall. So you have to coordinate with the team members which team members, that firewall team members, and try to the block and unblock the IPs which you required. You just have to send mail to them, and on that mail you should have approvals of your managers. Okay, I'm going to open this port, or I'm going to close this port. Then you need to download software from SMP. Service Marketplace is a place from you're going to download your softwares, which all are required by us. Okay. So today we're going to see from where you can download the softwares and how you're going to download the softwares in live scenarios. Okay. So once you reach to marketplace, we have to select installation upgrade. Okay. In that you have to select by alphabet A to Z. Once you reach here, then you have to select which network version you want to download. Network version, we have 7.4 version here. Let's select, just click on installation and upgrade. Okay. Here we select which one, 7.4. Okay. These all files we require to these all files are required. Okay. Then what all things we need to download? Need to download following things from SMP. You have to download SMP. You have to download installation exports, kernel file, Oracle DB, and the Oracle client. These are the prerequisite. If you download all these things properly, then how to start installation? We can call installation through SWPM. What is SWPM? It is a software. It's a software provisioning manager. In SAP, whenever you have to fire any installation, you should download this. See, when I select here, see software provisioning manager 1.0 is available. Now we have 2.0, 2.0 also. This 1.0 support still support pack 30. Now they have come up with a new release called 2.0, which also reaches to support pack 10. So you have to download this and you have to fire this. See, this is the way you have download. See, like this you have to download. SWPM. This one, this is of how much we? This of 700 MB, like 690 MB. You have to download this first, okay? For firing the installations on your servers. Now we'll see this is a portal, okay? You have to click on this software downloads. This is the website of SAP. If you want to do anything new releases, if you want to find what are the updates in SAP, then you have to choose this thing only. If you have to click for downloading software, just click on this, then you can able to download all the software which are required. If you want to truly study this whole portal, it will take minimum 2 months. It's not that easy to know all the things in a day or two. Okay. See, this has got all these features, all these features, all these features. You have to know everything properly. When I click on software downloads, when you join as a basis consultant, any firm, they will provide you this thing to you. What? This they will provide this thing to you. What? A user ID password of SAP Marketplace. Okay. Once you receive this, okay, and you never share this password to anybody, you may lost your job also. Okay. Never, never, because if somebody did a wrong thing from here, everything is recorded. If somebody download irrelevant software also, you have to pay money to the SAP. Okay. You have got SAP all access over here, but you have to use very neat and clean manner. If company believes and give these things to you, you have to use it in very proper manner, not like you use give it to some friends. They will do some hampering. Okay, then the SAP will call your management, and management calls you. This all are bullshit. Don't do all these things. Now, if you want to do R&D, you do R&D for 24/7 because from which IP you are logged in. Okay, all gets recorded to SAP. If somebody else log in from other IPs, they may catch a hold of you because that is your user ID by which system get hampered or you did some wrong things. Okay, because these all are license versions. All these are license versions only. Okay, now what I have to do, I just tell you, I'm telling you this key. Don't give it to any of your friends. These things. Okay. Now alphabets. Now you have to search for NetWeaver over here. Okay. Now select NetWeaver version, which NetWeaver version you want. Now they are supporting 7.5 now. Previously when I downloaded, they support 7.4. Now they support 7.5. Okay. This see, you're going to see software provisioning manager. Matlab, it supports software provisioning manager 1 also. Okay. If I click on this, to see here, Windows, AX, Linux, Solaris. Okay. All these are in Linux. See, we have many things. It's very tough to download things on Linux. See, Z series, X4 series, Power LE, Power B, IAB. These all are most complicated things. If you select a wrong thing, you waste your 2-3 days. You totally waste because if you have very limited time to install the things. When you get hardware in your place, then you have very limited time to install development server and give it to the team. And at that time, if you download the wrong things and try to install, if you download wrong thing, it's waste of 1 day, total 1 day. Again, you have to remove all these things. Again, install OS, these. It's hampering things. It's very careful. They do. If you don't know, take help from your friends, take help from SAP. They will help you out. No problem. They're not going to charge anything. But if you are new fresher, take help from somebody. Okay, we have this advisor, which is it's Windows, no problem. Windows, two things are there. So already two, but it's a Linux. You have to ask the team. If it's HP also, HP UX, no problem. There are two things only. But Linux, very careful. Most of the things nowadays people are going with x86-64. It means a 64-bit kind of thing. And somebody go with Power series and somebody go with Z series. These all are series of hardware. Okay. So you didn't find AX over here. You see AX also we have Power series. In AX also we have Power series. Be careful. Okay. You come to know, no worry. We take Windows. Okay. Then once these things are downloaded, go back. Then installation and upgrade. So see here. Here, what do you choose? You have to choose Microsoft Windows, and you have to choose Oracle as a database. This thing should be must. See, if I choose Linux, everything has changed. You see here downwards. So everything has changed again because every software and OS has different binaries to download. What's our target? Our target is Microsoft Windows and Oracle database. Okay, keep in mind that thing. Then here you have to select few things. You get a list what I want to download. Just download those things. Okay. Once you are ready, like you have to do installation exports, Java components, and sometimes you download kernel files also. See Oracle client. Okay. You download Oracle client also. Oracle client you have to take. Okay. You have to take installation exports. You have to Java system. Take Java also. And installation export 1.2. This for upgrade. Sorry. This for upgrade. Yeah. Upgrade is also upgrade. The Oracle. See Oracle kind of things here. This is Oracle, total Oracle. Okay. It has got 1 of 2, 2 of 2. It's a how many GB? 4 GB plus 7 GB is here. Okay. And it's updated in March. It's available from March 2015. Oracle 12.1, 64-bit, 1.2, 2.2. And here we need to have export. Sorry, Oracle client. This is Oracle client. Wherever you download Oracle, you need to download Oracle client also. Okay. Then installation exports. We need one more thing, kernel. Where is the kernel? We need to check it out, okay? But we require a kernel also. Okay, if this thing is done, if you press after this, you have to press on. I don't want to open this, okay, because here SAP ID is displayed. That is the reason why I kept like this, okay. I'll show it to you, okay. Once I stop recording, I'll show it to you again because all these are recording changes, okay. Okay. Now you don't know how to do things in a good manner. When you download this, okay, now install OS. Now what sort of thing you have to install now? OS. Which OS? We need to install OS, operating system Windows. Okay, for that reason, what we need to do? We need to create partitions. When tomorrow we are going to install system on at your place, the first you have to install VMware. That's the option we have given you. If you know how to install VMware, you can install today itself and keep it ready. You have to install VMware 15. I give two things. I give VMware 8 and 15. Just make a partition. We need 300 GB, 200 GB of space you want. We want in your server. You make 70 GB for first thing and start installing VMware if you know. Otherwise, wait. We'll start tomorrow. Okay. See, C drive. This is for server sizing. Okay. For laptop sizing, I'll let you know tomorrow. This is server sizing. You need to have minimum 150 GB space for OS. D drive minimum 500 GB required for application servers and minimum 500 GB required for installation of dumps. For installation dumps, the dumps which are keep, you have to keep it in E drive. Okay, which are downloaded. All you must keep in E drive. Okay, C, D, E. Things goes like this. Now to install OS, provide virtual RAM 40 GB. So I'll show you how to provide virtual RAM tomorrow. But in our case, we keep only 10 GB. This I make you. This I let you know because of the server settings. Okay, change the admin password. But after installation, you have to change the admin password and you have to set IP address for the system. IP address means this, the IP address which you have taken before installation like this. You have to set this IP address. Okay. Then set FQDN name. FQDN means what is FQDN name? It's also known as fully qualified domain name. Fully qualified domain name. Adding groups, adding roles, adding members servers. Okay. These all are taken by Windows administrators. To tell them, if you don't know, no worry. You have to adding groups, roles, members in the server. This all taken care by Windows administrators. If you know, you do. It's very easy. If you don't know, don't worry. That SAP, that OS will help you out. Okay. Then disable the firewall. Disable the firewall and check the Java version. It should be latest. You know how to check Java version. Go to control panel and click on Java version. It will show you the current Java version. Okay. And how to start installation. How to start installation? We have to first install Oracle DB in Windows environment. You have to install Oracle DB in Windows environment. First of all, you have to always install Windows Oracle DB in Windows environment. When you get a message, Oracle installation is completed successfully, you will get a message. Okay, then it means you install Oracle properly. The start installation with SWPM have to execute SWPM. Now start installation with SWPM, which you have keep ready. Okay, then you have to execute the SWPM. Okay, and as per some of the things, you have to fill everything as per SWPM requirement. Then it will start installation, and installation goes for like a. It's all depending upon a RAM and CPU. What do you have? It's all depending upon your RAM and CPU. How much time the installation will take. Okay. Now you cannot prejudge this will take this time, but on a laptop when you install, it will take minimum 3 to 4 hours. After doing all these steps, it takes 3 to 4 hours to complete the installation. Okay, this is how we install things on Linux systems. Sorry, Windows environment. Now you see if you want to install same thing on Linux, how to start installation. You have to same thing. You have to download everything as per documentation which we prepared, everything. You have to download SWPM for Linux, OS for Linux, and this software for Linux. Okay, select OSDB firewall. Okay, you have to do all these things. Work with the network team. They will prepare. First of all, we need to prepare a file system. If you don't know, no worry. There is a Linux expert because nobody knows this. A base admin never know all these things. This is done only by the certified Linux consultant. This is done by certified Linux consultant. No need to worry. Okay. In Windows, we put C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive, Z drive. But in Linux, you have to put file systems, something look like this, like root, var, temp, log, data one, data for dump, user SAP, backup, space, move to log. This is a file system. You just give on a piece of paper. Okay, I'm going to install these things. I would like to have all these things. Then they understand what you want. Then they install and assign a space like this, like this, like this. Let's show you to. So this is a file system which are created to for you. Now, if you feel okay, then you start installation, and everything remains same. When you start installation with Linux, so you need to start with SWPM. Like in Oracle, we start with Oracle. In Oracle, we start with database, but Linux, in Windows, we start with Oracle. But in Linux, we have to start with SWPM only. In when you start installation, first you have to start with SWPM only, where in Linux, installation application server, then in between ask for the Oracle. See what happened? In between, when you move to half of the stage, Then it will ask you for the installation of Oracle. At that time, choose Oracle. At that time, choose Oracle. Then continue. You have to start Oracle installation in between and complete installation. Then again continue the application server installation. Okay. This is how we can do the installation. Okay. This is how we can do the installation. Now go through this document once and let me know if you have any doubts in this. Just go through this document properly. I'll send it to you. Okay, because tomorrow, most probably tomorrow, we want to start installation.
Okay.
Okay, I'll send you this document to you. Okay, go to the each and every step, how you're going to install things at your place. Okay, in very easy manner. Okay, you have to by heart all the steps, and tomorrow when you do live session, at that time, you will be feel more comfortable how to do installation of Oracle systems. This what do we say, SAP systems. Okay, then keep this recording very careful and see recordings 4-5 times. Then you can able to understand all things in very clear manner. Okay. So interview they will ask you how to install systems while you use Oracle. This what I say. They will ask you 2 questions: how to install a Linux environment and how to install a Windows environment. You have to very carefully see. Tomorrow we are going to see how to install on Windows environment step by step. You just take down all the points very carefully, which will help you. Okay. If interview ask you, did you have an installation? If you tell yes, they will ask minimum 2 questions on installation. Minimum 2 questions. Then you have to be ready. Okay. Okay, then I'll do one thing. I'm disconnecting now. We'll meet tomorrow. In the evening, I'll update you time when we need to join for tomorrow's session. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.